This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I want to talk about LeBron James again and why I say that he is not the GOAT, because I feel like I need to have another part three on this. Here's the thing, man. You got a bunch of LeBron stans and a bunch of LeBron apologists out there that's sitting here justifying and making excuses for this guy. You know, the Nick Wrights of the world. I don't understand how a guy like that has a license to be on TV when he knows damn well he's being biased and he's not giving you news the way that it's supposed to be given. He's just giving you his biased opinion on why he thinks LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. I don't have a problem with people saying that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. I really don't. And I don't have a problem with people saying that this is why I feel that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. Here's the problem with those that prescribe to saying that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. They don't have substance in their argument. There's no just in their argument. They just say, oh, he's the biggest, the strongest, the fastest. He's a physical specimen. Those criteria don't give you the criteria of greatest of all time. Oh, he's the best passer we've seen, better than Magic, Larry. Really? That's nonsense. LeBron James is not the best passer, man. He's not the best passer we've seen in this NBA. And if you have eyes, you know, just like anyone else, you can see what I'm talking about. There's been a bunch of plethora of guys, the Jason Kidds of the world, the Steve Nashes of the world, the Magic Johnsons of the world, the John Stocktons of the world. The list can go on and on of guys that are even Rajon Rondo in modern history of the world. Shout out to Doug Gottlieb. Remember that other video that I made about LeBron James ain't the GOAT? And I said it was that cat that murked Nick Wright. I was forgetting his name at the time, but his name is Doug Gottlieb. Shout outs to him. But the point that I'm trying to make is, he eloquently mentioned those guys, just like I'm eloquently mentioning them. The point is LeBron James is not the best passer. And he's not the best specimen we've seen in the NBA. Because Michael Jeffrey Jordan is actually the best specimen we've seen. And there's an argument that you can make about Dominique Wilkins as well, too. And Vince Carter. I mean, when you talk about physical specimen, you're talking about athleticism, you're talking about a sheer will ability. Those guys in my book have more athleticism than LeBron James. They have higher vertical leap. I mean, these guys, they stay in the air longer than LeBron James. They just kind of over glamorize LeBron in a way that it makes it so hard for you to want to like this guy because his fans, his stands, his apologists, man, they just find every excuse in the book. This guy is 3 for 9 in the NBA Finals. He's a 33% average. When you want to compare LeBron James on the Mount Rushmore or so-called, to upper echelon of basketball, you need to compare him with the likes of the Jerry West's of the world. And Jerry West is a very respectable, great player, but in my honest assessment, he should not be the logo. The logo should be MJ23 because MJ was 6 for 6, never let that thing go to Game 7, 6 Finals MVPs. He doesn't know what losing is in the NBA Finals, man. That is a qualification in itself to say that, hey, when it comes to winning, this is the standard bearer for winning. This is how you win. You win like this. This guy's 100%. You go look at everybody. When people want to make arguments, say Bill Russell was the greatest player of all time, and the Wilt Chamberlains of the world, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Here's one thing that they all got in common. They all of their asses lost in the NBA Finals. Jordan did not lose in the NBA Finals, and that's why he's the greatest player of all time. Because when we look at a sport, right, and we define a sport, there is such a thing called winning. When a guy wins 3 times, he does a three-peat, retire for 2 years, and say, man, I'm tired of this sport. I'm dominating it. And even in his retirement speech, he said, man, I'm retiring because I ain't got no I feel like I don't got no competition. Leave for 2 years, then come back and win another three-peat? I mean, come on, man. What are we talking about here, man? This is a non-debate. LeBron James lost this argument when he lost in 2011 against the Dallas Mavericks. I was right there laughing my butt off. I was the first one laughing because I told all you Rudy Poo, modern NBA generation nonsensical fans that LeBron James is not what you guys thought he was. I said it. And I laughed at that time because I knew what time it was. And that man showed his true colors when he said, and see, this is what I understand. You guys are the same people that root for him, but he dissed all of y'all because He was all up in his feelings to the point where he said, well, I'm gonna still live my life the way that I'm gonna live it. I'm gonna be the way, but you guys still got to go back to your miserable jobs and your miserable lives. I mean, you root for a guy like that. That guy called you guys out, man. And that's the guy that you guys root and support. You guys are really severely brainwashed. He turned on you guys, the supposed LBJ apologists and LBJ fans. He turned on you in his most darkest moment because he thought he was feeling himself. He thought, man, when I got with Dwayne Wade and I got with Chris Bosh, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, and I wouldn't say it if it wasn't so. You remember that nonsensical crap that he said? What happened? What was the outcome? He lost his first finals, and he lost in the 2014 when Kawhi Leonard straight stuck it to him. Checked him up, guarded him, locked him down, and then on top of that, housed the finals MVP from him. 2 for 4. He ended up 50%. When you got a Dwayne Wade, who was a top 3 player at that time, and you got a Chris Bosh that was a top 10 player at that time, and you only average 50% of your finals appearances, the 50% win, that's ridiculous. You'd have gave Kobe Bryant that. Kobe would at least, and we're talking about bare minimum, won 3 out of 4. But I know damn well Kobe would have got 4 out of 4 with those guys. Jordan, instant 4 out of 4. So that's why I try to tell you guys there's levels to this stuff. Stop trying to act like Kobe and Jordan wasn't nice like that, man. When you guys want to sit here and talk about LeBron James, we've seen greatness that's better than that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm spoiled, man. I've seen greatness on levels that's just leagues above what I'm seeing LeBron James is doing. So when people want to sit here and talk about LeBron James is the greatest of all time, and matter of fact, him saying that himself, oh, when I played against Golden State Warriors, that 73-19, in 2016, when I knew at that point when I won, I was the greatest player of all time. That's a guy he's really got a lot of insecurities. He let the media get to his head. He let the Nick Wrights of the world get to his head, the Shannon Sharpes of the world get to his head, and told him that he was so much the greatest player of all time that he has to go out and do that. When you have to justify, and I know this is going to hurt a lot of LeBron James fanboys, but I got to say this. When you got to go out there and speak on your own behalf and your own greatness, and you don't let other people attest to that, there's major insecurities with that. I'm going to say that again. Major insecurity alert. When you got to go out there and talk about your own self and toot your own horn, you know what I'm saying? There's insecurities there. That's just the facts, man. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it a buck with you guys, and I'm keeping it real. The man got some insecurity issues. He knew that ship had sailed a long time ago. He was never going to be the GOAT ever since he lost against the Dallas Maverick. And all of the people, the Stephen A. Smith of the world, the Chris Broussards of the world, and all those guys, even all those guys, they all LBJ Riders. But even they recognize real because, real recognizes real. You got to call a spade for what it is, a spade. They did that, and they understood the ship sailed for that guy. He will never be on the level of an MJ23. Stop it. And how did we get past Kobe, man? How did LeBron James leapfrog Kobe? This is what I don't understand, man. This is what I'm saying. LeBron James didn't have the fortunate ability to play up against the Kobe Bryant NBA Finals. If he did, I think this argument would have been settled when Kobe would have lashed him up in those finals performances if they would have went up against each other. Because Kobe would have done it to him. Kobe would have straight stuck it to him and done him up. But the reality is Kobe didn't get that opportunity to do that. So the point that I'm trying to make in this part 3 of why LeBron James ain't the GOAT and you guys need to stop it is the fact that, listen, man, there's been people out here that's done it better than him. The Shaqs of the world, the Tim Duncans of the world, the Magic Johnsons of the world, the Larry Birds of the world, the MJ23s of the world, the KB24s of the world, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars of the world, the Bill Russells of the world, and the list goes on, man. So stop it, man. Stop the presses. Because every time LeBron James has won a title, he has either had a Ray Allen shot bailing him out, a Kyrie Irving bailing him out, or a Dwayne Wade safety blanket to bail him out. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out.